Haru definitely did leave a little bit to be desired with her taking more of a jungle route.
Might be mid too.
Move away from it. There's Sett locked in. That looks like it's going to be solo lane Sett as well. Oh no, that could be jungle. That's Fiddlesticks. All right, here we go.
Middle sticks.
Top sticks. Topple sticks.
We've been seeing a lot of middle sticks in other regions. We saw it a bit over in the LEC. And yeah, I think it's just going to be top Jayce for Nuguri, and then you got the jungle Sett. This is very interesting that he's blinding middle sticks, essentially. And again, you know, we could see also solo lane Sett, depending on what comes out here. So they have some flexibility, as the Lulu is going to be the choice here for Kuro. So very interesting the way that the drafts are kind of evolving here at the LCK.
This is 100% a get behind the aiming draft, though. Literally all of KT's job is based on this Aphelios. As we're going to have a look at exactly where DAMWON do settle with this particular array of jungle and solo laners.
Okay.
The Sett and the Fiddlesticks could certainly be swapped 5 seconds before they do have to have confirmation there. As it looks like it is going to be ShowMaker piloting the Jayce, and it is the Fiddle in the jungle.
Very interesting. I suppose they were looking for more magic damage from the jungle, and they decided on Fiddlesticks alongside with the bit that Ezreal obviously brings into your composition, alongside Bard, I suppose, in a small way. So this is not your standard LCK draft, guys. And this is part of the reason why they saw the Aphelios and the Trundle, and immediately they're like, we're just not going to play your game. I think the teams are finally beginning to learn how to play into Aphelios. They're drafting around it, and they're getting easy wins. And I really like DAMWON's draft here.
It's really, really cool. And actually, we were discussing the Fiddlesticks, LS and I think, last week, talking about whether he's going to find his way into competitive. On this particular patch, I think he copped a little bit of a nerf in the solo lanes. Not able to do as much bountiful harvest damage to those creeps, and is therefore going to be hit a little bit in that push power. But it doesn't matter in the jungle. There be monsters in there. And let's see how this one's going to go. As since the update, man, Fiddlesticks is just so scary.
He's
even
really
with
creepy.
this, like,
look at his legs.
I know. Is he a scarecrow or is he a frog? Just don't know.
Hey, it looks like you know, there's like a lot of the ocean that we haven't explored yet. It's just too deep. It's like one of those new species that we, you know, find from time to time that just exists down in the deep depths of the ocean.
Yep, the deep dark abyss.
He's probably friends with Nautilus.
Indeed.
Sad that Nautilus got banned.
I'm not.
No, he is. I'm not either. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen enough of that Nautilus play.
Good old 200 years under the sea. Well, we are definitely just hanging out with the Christmas Fiddlesticks for a very, very long time as he plops down his control ward. Fiddlesticks just so incredibly healthy in the jungle. Don't need to worry about potions or anything like that. And that's why he's able to put that one down. As Sett top, we actually haven't seen this for a really long time. He's been support and jungle for the majority.
That's why when I saw the Sett, I'm like, there's no way that goes top, right? And Nuguri's going to play Jayce, of course, right? And they proved me wrong with their flexibility. It's cool that they have players that are confident enough to play all these different kind of champions.
Yeah. It is a very bountiful harvest here, as you can see. Canyon picks up the Terrify as well. It's been a very long time since we saw the Fiddlesticks, and it was support played by TusiN, who is in fact in this game. How fantastic.
Yep. Up against a Thresh. I think I remember that game, actually, where we were seeing support Fiddlesticks every once in a while, but it kind of got crushed in that game. And we didn't see it much after that. In fact, we didn't see it at all for 500 days.
Yep.
Until now.
And even still, you know, it was a different Fiddlesticks. I feel like he's sort of changed and hasn't changed in a lot of ways. I think he still functions very similarly, but being able to AoE drain things certainly feels good. As bonO's just going to face check here. See what Canyon's going to do with his effigies as well this game. he's putting him in brushes.
Yeah. It's a good spot, just in case Trundle wanted to re-invade towards the red, as they might just do it anyway.
And take a cat with him as well.
I don't see any pings on this. There's no ward either.
Canyon just wanders on in there. Okay. Prowling projectile, not going to quite find Canyon.
Whoa.
Moves on over. That was an odd maneuver, but the Brambleback, he wants nothing to do with it. He's absolutely impatient. ShowMaker dives on in. Smite used there by bonO, but he's going to have to flash to get away. Aiming doesn't find the Q, and it looks like it is going to be a successful red take here for DAMWON. Canyon just smiting that one on the way out. Double buff secured here by the DAMWON jungler.
Yeah, ShowMaker quick on the rotation into the jungle, and that was pretty risky from KT. I mean, Fiddlesticks is not a jungler where you can just get on top of him and say, yeah, I'm just going to kill you now. I mean, he's got his drain. He is able to, survive for long enough, and it was a nice flash ignite stun from BeryL. It forced a lot of summoners out of the enemy side. It got 3 of them away. The flash from bonO, and both of them from TusiN. So overall, a nice little win from DAMWON, as now Canyon has roamed all the way up to the top side.
Yeah, Smeb's also sitting at half health, which is not really what you want with the jungler hanging out up here. But he's going to build himself some stuff. Cloth Armor comes in. As, Effigy's standing vigil.
It's really
sure
scary.
No one's... He's so scary, man.
Look at his Effigy. It's like so creepy.
I mean, when it comes to like nailing the theme, this 100% nails the theme, right? But
yeah.
I'm a little bit distracted with fear.
He's not going to see it. He might get scared. Imagine he went in there and flashed away.
We should be watching Smeb, see whether he gets a shock. He didn't get a shock.
Yeah, he looked really calm.
Yeah,
he did. He's not as scared as us. He's very brave.
I don't know. I'm not ashamed. Fear is normal. As Smeb is going to knock up Nuguri. Nuguri not going to take any turret aggro or anything like that. Just haymakers. The little Ornn. Ghost is going to straight up miss a point-blank Q. That's a strategy in the bottom lane. I had another one.
Oh, Ghost.
The cat's pretty small.
True.
Do you know
Not as small as Vivian, though.
That's true. Yeah, my cat Vivian is the smallest cat in the world.
Yeah, confirmed.
Yep. I was actually very nervous when you got Charlie, because Charlie at one point in her life was smaller than Vivian.
True.
Thankfully now, that's getting close to not being true anymore.
It's probably similar now. She's a British short hair, so she's going to be pretty massive.
She is, actually.
Eventually.
Especially if you feed her too much.
She likes to eat, that's for sure.
She likes to eat human food as well, doesn't she?
She's kind of like what they call a, in Korean, it's like a gaenyangi, which means like a dog cat, which is like a cat that kind of has a personality like a dog. That's kind of what like Charlie is like. She likes to play around.
Gaenyangi?
Gaenyangi, I think.
Oh, that's actually really cute.
Gay is the word for dog. And
yep, Goyangi is the word for cat.
Yeah. So you just combine the two. Very, very common.
Like Korea loves word fusions.
They do.
It's one of the reasons why I love this country is we're hiding behind the little LCK flag? Cheeky little control ward. Oh my goodness.
Almost didn't see him there. Andrew, the control ward.
Yep.
Hiding behind the flag.
Rip Andrew.
Yeah. Didn't last very long.
You were a sneaky control ward. Yeah. As Canyon, he's part of the reason why DAMWON do have a pretty decent gold lead at the moment. He's going to take away yet another Rift Scuttler. And there it is. bonO just eating some popcorn chicken. And I'd be scared, bonO. Get out. No, don't. Don't go near it. Effigy comes in. Smeb's over here. He's going to get rid of the Blast Cone. And DAMWON are going to see whether they can do the red invade a little bit better than KT. And bonO says, well, nah, not going in. He's still scared. Still scared of the old Fiddlesticks, who will just be delivered a leash on the enemy red. He's just owning this jungle right now.
Yeah, he's all over bonO. And although there is a lot of his jungle up and spawning here, he's still very far ahead by getting in his face and stealing a lot of the camps that are quite valuable, especially the Krug camp. Always lots of fun to steal away as a jungler. And there hasn't really been much else happening in this game, but as you pointed out, that's a big gap in the jungle in terms of CS, big gap in the top lane too, which, you know, Ornn is generally pretty good at handling aggressive matchups, such as, you know, a Sett, a Jayce, or anything like that.
Yep.
But Smeb has been struggling. He's behind 15 CS up in the top lane.
Bramble Vest completed though, so Smeb's probably going to have a slightly better time after that one's been picked up. That Empowered Shock Blast hurt a lot. I don't think that one tasted purple. Nuguri relentlessly shoving, just trying to build up that forward percentage statistic, which is very healthy at this point in time. And 1,000 gold is going to be the gold lead. Effigy's placed. And now Shelly, see what she feels about this this Fiddlesticks. Obviously not too deterred, as you can see. Prefers to deal with Nuguri though, as we're looking at it now. But it looks like just this absolute objective domination that Canyon's been doing this game is just going to continue. I'm not sure what it is that bonO's going to be able to adjust here to make sure that he can retain some relevance.
bonO,
maybe a dragon will help.
Yeah, I think absolutely you got to move over here when you lose the Rift Herald. At least trade objectives. You don't want to let the Fiddlesticks get both. bonO just looks a lot more comfortable on more aggressive junglers that have a lot of gank potential, but so far in this game, I mean, you can gank on the Trundle. He just hasn't really been finding great opportunities. Even with Nuguri, you know, right in the face of the turret the entire time. ShowMaker just going to casually steal away Raptors.
Whoa, and Nuguri's going to casually take 3 turret shots. As he does. Grit's going to wear off. He's aiming, collects himself a true shot barrage. Nuguri gets knocked up. This could be the start of Nuguri's game here. Classically getting solo killed, but he is just going to flash. Gets himself out of the way. But that is still flash blown in a 1v1. Huge congrats to Smeb.
Yeah, nice little trade. Nuguri is going to be punished there for going for that. And by the way, he's going for Blade of the Rune King here on the Sett. So it's not Black Cleaver, it's not Trinity Force. It's actually that less talked about third option when you are going up against a tank.
Yep.
And go for this, especially after the buff for melee. And I think Nuguri might get caught here. No flash.
He doesn't. He does have Showstopper. Double Facebreaker is fantastic, though, as he looks to go up against Smeb, but I have a feeling he's just going to die. Yeah, Haymaker's not going to be enough to keep him alive. There is Canyon's a little bit too late. Crowstorm is available, so if they do face check this brush, then Smeb's probably going to die. I don't know whether they're actually going to do that, as the observers are still keeping us in the dark. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Okay, he's on vision.
Yeah, Smeb's going to go home. There it is, terrified and drained. As there's a teleport coming in. This one's from Nuguri as well, as Canyon does have a red buff. They managed to get the slowdown. Crowstorm was used as a very delayed flash.
Yeah. That had to be used first, I think. You know,
absolutely, yeah.
He did a really good job of showing that he didn't know, even though he did know, as he was on the turret, or on the ward rather. But it could have been played a bit better. I think they should have been able to secure that kill. Either way, the way that it played out, they're still able to get a great timing on the Rift Herald and give Nuguri a lot of that plate gold. And he's still around here. Gonna make sure it gets that second charge.
Will do so. Down below half health here is aiming. Let's take down this minion wave. Will push it on up towards Ghost, who does have his Manamune complete. Still looking to pick up his Iceborne Gauntlet. Otherwise, not too much to talk about when it comes to the bottom side. Aiming and TusiN having a just fine time down there. Infinity Edge almost done. Let's have a look at Nuguri dying again.
Yep, not much to say about this one. Just Nuguri doing Nuguri things. Too far down the lane. He has 0 vision, by the way. No flash. And yeah, and they can easily just angle it, so he doesn't have an escape route with the ultimate either. So just immediately is going to go down. And it was nicely followed up there by Canyon up on the top side. It actually gets them pretty far ahead in terms of gold. You can see the gold difference down on the bottom side is over 1,000 already to Nuguri. And it's, again, the top side of the map for DAMWON. is always going to be where they get ahead, and every single person in top, mid, and jungle is ahead and doing quite well. Even though there hasn't been too much action in the mid lane, the Jayce is dominating that lane against the Lulu and has the most farm in the game. So ShowMaker also doing his job.
Being ShowMaker, as per usual, just farming better than most other players in the game. As Aiming will find yet another Q onto BeryL. He's going to get slowed down by the Gravitum. He has some delicious honey fruit there to eat. BeryL just does not seem too scared, but he probably should be. It's oh no! That's not the magical journey. As Moonlight Vigil does land onto BeryL there, ShowMaker not actually going to get into position as it's the Prowling Projectile that actually takes down the Bard. And that is just punished for a mechanical misplay. Nuguri misses a Haymaker up top as well, and KT, despite the fact that they are close to being down 3,000 gold based on, you know, largely Canyon in the jungle, elsewhere, it looks like KT are getting themselves back into some sort of rhythm. And
that was just
being scary.
That was a very strange play, to be
yeah.
honest. He looked pretty uncomfortable on the Bard, which was weird because, as you mentioned, it is one of the picks that he has played here. It looks pretty good on. Smeb going for a very interesting teleport.
Yep. Go's going to have to flash to get out of here. bonO's making his way in. As the Frozen Domain have that extra movement speed, but the effigies running away. KT now looking towards their Infernal Drake for their second dragon of the game. Could be pretty huge. Tempered Fate is going to land 2-for-1 special on the Cat and onto Aiming as bonO is going to go down first. Ghost landing some of the Qs as Canyon is going to go golden. That one only just came up, but is going to save his life there as now Kuro has to flash to get himself out of the way as well. Smeb to get out of the way, but in goes ShowMaker with all that extra damage, and the Wild Growth has to be used to keep Smeb alive. True Shot Barrage gets shielded there by Kuro. Kuro actually being the medic for this team right now. As in the meantime, Canyon just takes away the Drake.
We've got them corralled.
Oh no.
So sad.
Well, that's the Crow Storm, but it's going to be cancelled. As Aiming's taking a lot of damage. Bountiful Harvest working out here as the Magical Journey gets them to safety. ShowMaker with the punt back as Kuro's going to get taken down as well. Ghost cleans up the Aphelios, and that, guys, is basically an ace because bonO fell down earlier, but it's so early in the game that he's even back. Oh, as now Canyon, you're going to have to harvest that grot, my friend. As Ghost is chasing after a full health Trundle.
Yeah. And we'll have to see. I mean, this game is kind of all over the place in the way that the fights are taking place, but they just have so much burst damage and setup. The Bard was such a nice pick with this composition. We're going to have to watch this again. This is pretty sad for BeryL.
Yeah.
He's not a vision, and then he moves forward.
It's a bait.
And then it's like, you're so far away, you don't have to rush it, okay? You can just go back in the back of the pit. It's almost like he just looked uncomfortable and was panicking a bit, because generally that kind of play should not happen. But then look at the setup with the Bard ultimate. That's why I love this champion in this composition. Aiming has to flash away. He's doing 0 damage the entire fight. He's zoned out. He's going up against a comp that has an immense amount of poke and keeps him at range. And Nuguri's teleport is awesome too, because it keeps them all under the turret. Had he just, teleported onto the control ward there on the left side, they maybe would have been able to run back. But because he teleported so deep, they were all stuck under the turret, and it led to their eventual demise. Even though they did get ShowMaker here, Aiming eventually picking it up. It did lead to, actually not 3, but 4 deaths, as I forgot about the small cat, but not as small as Bibian cat.
Sitting on the book.
Yeah.
I also got confused about a Crow Storm that actually happened far earlier in the fight and was not, in fact, cancelled at all. Of course, you need CC to do that, and I don't believe Gravitum was employed. And it was just Aiming that was dealing with it, so that was definitely not going to happen. So a little bit of a whoopsie. I'll apologize for that.
All good.
I actually I feel like the Crow Storm with this skin is not as obvious as well, because it's like the same color.
True.
It's a bit strange, but you can
like
see
light blue.
Yeah.
Fits in perfectly with the river. It's like, actually, am I getting hit or not? Is he Crow Storming? Who knows? And they pick up the Infernal, which, by the way, is awesome for their composition. So much poke damage, so much damage in general. they don't have a huge amount of scaling, but they're so far ahead in the mid game, which is exactly where they're strong. So much lethality picked up here by the Jayce, so he's hitting like a truck. Even the Sett is getting a lot of damage items. We don't really need to talk too much about the Ezreal.
Yep, he does have his Muri Mana transformation though. Like that shock blast, don't know how that even really hit, to be honest. Looked like it got past bonO and still hit him.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird, to be honest. But yeah, imagine being Aphelios playing against this team. You're gonna hate your life pretty much. It's not gonna be fun. And Jayce is doing like true damage. It's like just bopping you on the head, and then the follow-up is so clean, and if you don't have flash up, you can get Bard ulted at any time. It's so dangerous for Aphelios is out there on the Rift right now.
And it's not even about him getting Bard ulted or anything like that. It's about what if his frontline gets Bard ulted and then it's just an Aphelios having to deal with Nuguri running at you.
A lot of options.
A really scary Fiddlesticks just diving in on top of you as well. Like this DAMWON comp is certainly one that's able to counteract what is the Aphelios, and I'm just so happy that finally here in the LCK we figured out that Aphelios is not blindable. And there are ways to punish it, and DAMWON are the team that's showing us. So once again, shout out to Zephyr, maybe fixing things up just a little bit.
Yeah, Zephyr is one of them. We saw earlier Gen G were able to shut down double Aphelios from DWG Prince from Hybrid, who played it twice and faced similar compositions. And it's nice to see in the LCK. I mean, a lot of the times, one of the weak points of the LCK is that they don't innovate too much, or they don't change. You know, they're stuck in their ways, kind of. But in week one, it was looking not great because Aphelios was winning every single game, playing against, you know, Galio, Trundle, Ornn every single game and just having a blast. But week two, we see a totally different play style as the teams have adapted very quickly. So it's nice to see. And yeah, DWG are just in a really massive lead here, 7,000 gold ahead. Gonna get another Ocean Drake as, yeah, that's the Jayce for you. ShowMaker having a fun time.
He is. Does a lot of damage to turrets. I do love the use of the Magical Journey as well. DWG able to get in and out of situations very comfortably. The first Ocean Drake of the game is going to go over to DWG, and I have a feeling that they're going to be able to get all of the rest of them that spawn, if they spawn, because maybe they just decide to win the game within the next 5 minutes. Instead of messing around, Aiming's going to join bonO to try and grab Nuguri here, but it's all a bait. That's the Tempered Fate that's going to get rid of Aiming from this fight, as Nuguri keeps himself alive with the Haymaker once again. The Harvest is so bountiful here for Canyoners. True Shot Barrage almost manages to get the kill on the Troll, but it's in fact the Bard that just slaps him with that Cosmic Binding, I believe, unless it was the Meme Slap, which is my favorite way to kill someone. As there's over the wall, the classic Fiddlesticks maneuver, Crow storming everyone to death, and ShowMaker there for the finish off as well. TusiN is now just a little cat. The calculation not so great there from ShowMaker. The cool guy didn't look at the explosion, but the explosion didn't really happen either.
Yeah.
But looks like they're still going to be able to break open the base here at 21 minutes.
Yeah, we got Trundle coming up in 1 second, so I don't think they're going to be sticking around here. Some low-ish health bars up against a Yuumi, so they're just going to take the inhibitor back away and continue their dominance here. See you later, says Bard. Gets his whole team over the wall. And yeah, they're doing a little bit of smacking them with their wallets. This is not a team that needs to dive turrets, but they did so much damage with their poking. They're like, oh, I guess we're just going to send the Fiddlesticks in there. And it did like the solo queue dream, right? It's like what every Fiddlesticks player dreams of, getting that big like 4 or 5 man throw storm.
Oh yeah,
like yeah, just getting baited here by the Sett, and you can't really.
It was a Meep
that.
Slap, yes.
Yeah. Feels good for Bard players around the world, as totally unseen, gets the good angle, catches 3 of them, and eventually flashes in for extra damage onto Smeb.
It's one of the OG Pro Storm positions. Certainly has to look out for. Is Aiming hanging out with his little cat as Tempered Fate lands onto Kuro. bonO's still able to get in here, but Nuguri seems to be going on the aggressive. Goodbye. Little Miss Lulu, not quite sure what happened. bonO gets his face broken, but there's the Haymaker. Aphelios was there for a second. Then he's gone. Smeb has to flash and get the heck out of the way. This game is so over. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's only 22.5 minutes in.
They're just going to try to end it now. TP's coming in, double TP. They're not scared to use their, you know, everything they have.
Spells.
Yeah, they're going to take everything out of the Mary Poppins pocketbook, the purse, and that's going to be the end of this one.
Yep. That's the call of the Forge God, that it's not going to be returned. That Ram did not want to come back. Nope. Gonna wait until next game. That's good knockup, so that is going to be Canyon shut down. But the Nexus explodes, and our first Fiddlesticks here